and welcome to round 4 of the Formula Virtual Racing Academy. I'm Jake Scarborough, and you are joining me for what is building up to be an amazing debut of a track here around Hard Rock Stadium, the Miami Street Circuit. I'm not sure. Miami Circuit is just what it's referred to as. Built around Hard Rock Stadium using the side streets along the parking lot as well as the parking lot itself. This amazing track features 19 corners along with 3 DRS straights. Lots of corners, lots of overtaking spots, but now the real question is who has the speed to take on this track here on the East Coast. Seb Mills, the first car on track, so we will watch around with him to see what he can set alongside of Aston Martin coming out of the pit lane, as every driver -2 are on track. Now, big news out of Azerbaijan last week's race, where we saw Vestager Badi take home the win. A eventful race, to say the least. Lots of safety cars towards the end. But some big things happened. 2 drivers suspended. Podium revoked. Not what you'd expect. Regardless of all that, you see Vestager Badi with a massive points lead over Leroy Van Schendel after Leroy did not get any points for round number 3. But however, looking at constructors, McLaren still pulls away. Even though they only got 10 points last week, they still have a massive gap in the constructor standings. Now, one McLaren only being here today, that's going to pose some sort of issue. As you see, Seb Mills sets a 128.901 to start off the session. We'll see where that ranks compared to some of our other drivers in the field. Not sure who is the next car on the lap. It could be that Red Bull right there. No, it's not. It's this Red Bull. Trying to make sure I have everyone's names remembered. Rick Debris in the Red Bull this week, was in the Haas last week, goes 3rd quickest, but nonetheless the McLaren, although he may be the sole McLaren, Luke Davies, it's a 128.017. David Medlin gets up to 4th on the charts with a 131.968. Then Harry Delaney goes to 5th at quickest. Obviously, that was an issue on that lap, setting a 2 minute 1 second. 0.227. More people setting laps. That's Brendan White up to 2nd with a 128.754. 7/10 off the fastest lap of the session. So obviously, McLaren has a car to beat still, nonetheless. Scott Sandevert goes to 5th quickest with a 130.418. We've got more cars prepared to go across the line. That is a Haas trying to get there. Trying to figure out who this is. Not quite sure who this is. I don't see them on the chart. So we're gonna leave that as it is. The good old captain, Leslie McCook. He got a podium last week, but ended up getting stripped of that podium. We just saw another car jump up to more towards the top of the board. Another driver that the second Alfa Romeo driver, I'm assuming they're reserved. They are also not on the commentator's sheet. So once again, more names, but that is to no one's fault. Going purple in Sector 1. Wow. Habib McCook may be on for a stellar lap here. We'll go on board. Leading up to turn in up in turn 12. Might be interesting track this corner, just a shorter version of Russia's carousel in Sochi, going into 1450, a corner that some would say resembles Singapore's corners under the bridge. Now down the long straight separating turn 16 and 17, which basically is all of sector 3, FVRA straight. Now sending it down into turn 17, and out for 18 and 19. See where the lead go on the charts. Goes 6 quickest to the 129, 8.56. Not a bad lap at all. Regardless of such, that was the Alfa Romeo going in after having an invalidated lap time. So still 7/10 off, or 7/10 separate the top two. So not quite sure what's going to happen there. Here you see Rick Debris coming through the final corner. He is going to jump somewhere on the charts, maybe. Here we go. Let's see. To third with a 128.824. Still not good enough for provisional pole, leaving Luke Davies at the top of the charts still. Seb Mills on an out lap, however, through sector 3. See two cars not too far behind. That is an Aston Martin, I am assuming. Yeah, both of them are on out laps. The Mercedes driver, that could be Avesta Gobati, last week's winner. Yes, it is. So let's see where Avesta Gobati can go through 17 and 18. Right here, and up to 19 to cross the line. Where will last week's winner go? To the top of the charts with a 127.185. A massive jump from second. We thought 7/10 was massive. This is almost an entire second quicker. Almost 2 seconds quicker than third place. That is a complete insanity. So obviously Avesta Gobati plans on extending the points lead in the driver's standings. We saw a jump somewhere on the chart. I believe that was the Haas. Oh, wow. The Haas driver with a 127.985. That would be Afonso Silva, who goes second. Massive jump there for the driver as the second Aston Martin starts their flying lap. That will be Chloe Glennon, however, now crossing the line to start her flying lap. Both the Red Bulls in the final corner. Not sure what that's about. Could be planning on giving slipstream. No, it is not. Wait, Rick Debris could be setting another lap here. No, he's not. Okay. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on Brennan White to see what he does. The first or second. Either way, the Red Bull driver plans on setting a quick lap. On board through what I'd say are sketchy, the sketchy section of 4 through 6, 4 through 7. An invalidated lap time for Brennan White, so commentator's curse strikes again. Not sure why I'm always giving commentators curse. Not the ideal thing to do. Gotta keep an eye on someone. Oh, Luke Davies goes to second with a 127.775. So they are starting to close back in on Avesta Gobati, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Never mind. That is insane. Theodore Marinov goes second with a 127.487 in the Aston Martin. Insane speed right there. No jump on the Alfa Romeo, however. That is one of the Red Bulls going through. Let's see, Rick Debris crumbs across the line with a 128.634 to jump Brennan White, his teammate. Still nothing much left on the board. Here comes Seb Mills, and Chloe Glennon is out of the session. Looks like there was an issue right there. We'll go check on that momentarily. Seb Mills. Let's see. try to see what happened. Oh, an awkward spot for Colby to be out of the session. So obviously not ideal for Ferrari to be, to have both cars outside the top 10 for the start. So that could have a massive impact on their Constructors' Championship hopes. They sit third in the standings. They didn't score points in Austria, but neither did Mercedes. They didn't score points in Austria as well, and they sit second. Got a caution in Sector 3. That would be Rick Debris going slow. Not sure what that's about. Could be building a gap to that Mercedes driver. Oh, that was well, I shouldn't say podium driver from last week. Habib McCook goes 10th quickest. Or no, that isn't Habib McCook. My apologies. That is David Medlin going 10th quickest with a 129.612. Still lots to do in the session. 11 drivers left out of the 16 who can qualify, so I'm not sure how all this will go as we are closing in on the last few minutes of the session. 5 minutes left. You see Luke Davies coming back out on track with his McLaren. So obviously trying to go from pole, that's all you can do right now. Just try as hard as you can to get the top spot provisional pole. Could be massive as there's stacking up going on over here. Not sure what that's about. Alfa Romeo driver on a valid time. Just trying to see who you should pay attention to. Well, that's not ideal to look at. The Alpine driver going around there. The newest driver to the roster, if I'm not wrong. Going back into the paddock. See the Haas driver, where will they go? Wow! I don't think they made a jump, did they? No, they did. They did. Jumping Luke Davies with a 127.757. Had to double check to make sure they did make a jump in the times. Alfonso Silva going quicker, but still not quick enough for the provisional pole, so keep an eye on Luke Davies right here, trying to go back to third and maybe even the top of the board like he was at the beginning of the session. It's very fast-paced through turns 7, 8, down the second DRS straight, or about to be purple through sector 1. That is going to be massive for Luke Davies if he can get this lap perfect. And down into a hard-braking zone of turn 11, now through 12. A little bit over the curb into the paint. Oh, there's a Haas right there. That could have been bad. Oh my, that was terrible timing for the McLaren driver to be coming through there. Nevertheless, down the final DRS straights through sector 3. I don't believe he went purple in sector 2, so this could be second. Not quite sure though. Through the final corner, or through final corners, should I say. Let's see where he goes. 126, 127. Not quick enough, but third quickest. The 127.587. He improves, but still not enough for the top spot. Aston Martin is there. Both backed up very good. Theodore Marinov. Not sure what Blaze tips to the higher. Hard over the curbs and around. Oh no. Oh, you better be careful because the Alfa Romeo driver should be able to avoid everything that they're on right over the button. So hopefully no puncture there. We know what happens with Davies retires the car. So now we keep an eye on Theodore Marinov, second on the charts right now. Can he go top spot with 1 minute remaining in qualifying? Through to Sector 3, not purple in Sector 2. So it may not be enough. Obviously, it has to go back and a beautiful lap that could be starting us. But Mercedes power is on the front row regardless. Very mixed up field. And as you see, we do have a second McLaren driver in the field. That would be Granger, but Theodore Marinov bringing it back in, so I'm not sure if I just wasn't noticing. But Rick Debris certainly is. Let's see what he has. Maybe Brennan White's on one? Yeah, Brennan White is on a push lap, 8/10 quicker. This could be Max. Oh wait, no. Oh, he's on an invalid. Okay, so it is Rick Debris. We'll have to bring this one home. Let's see if the Red Bull driver can bring it. If that's meaning to tell us anything. We do have the Alpha driver. Debut. Well, I need to double check that just to make sure I'm not wrong. Not able to set a lap. So disappointing there, but that is the session done and over with. Vestigo Batty on the top of the charts by nearly 4/10. Oh well, yeah, 3/10. But an amazing qualifying session. Theodore Marinov starting alongside him on the front row. Luke Davies and need to get used to these names. Afonso Silva on row 2. Row 3 consists of Rick Debris and Seb Mills. I'm not sure who the 7th place driver, their name is, but that is surely a username. Brennan White sitting in 8th. Then you have Blaze Tim being Tim DeHire in 9th. And following him, it's David Medlin. Then everyone on back, 11th through 17th. Not in points paying position, so not ideal to be starting outside the top 10. But that isn't the point. You want to finish inside the top 10. So let's see what these drivers bring to us here in Miami. we go. It looks like it will be a sunny day here in Miami. Nevertheless, should be an exciting Grand Prix. I'm not sure if we've got the formation lap still, but last week we didn't, so I am prepared for that. No, the lights are going up on the board. 5 red lights. And here we go. Lights out and away we go here in Miami. Avesco leads the field down into turn number 1. An amazing start for these drivers. For lap 1 and a little bit of contact. Oh my goodness. And that is a debut that you do not want to see. The Alpine driver already out of the session. As we almost saw, I believe, that's Tim DeHire that I believe almost got air. So a DNF already in turn 1. Seb Mills, severe collision with Theodore Marinov. Third, fourth. Dean Granger, what is happening? 5-second penalties everywhere. Ignoring yellow flags, contact. Not sure what is happening, but Avesco Batti is flying away from the field, so I'm not quite sure. It was weird, back green. So lots of 5-second penalties throughout the field, but the driver getting the worst of it is obviously not in the session anymore. Probably the next person to get the worst end of the stick. But Avesco Batti with a 5.6 second lead already, as they are battling for third place in the Seb Mills. Seb Mills and Afonso Silva, who are fighting hard for that third place spot. My oh my, 7 Mills with a 5-second, and more people joining the session. Not sure what's going on. Dean Granger gets in here with a 3-second time. Oh, a little bit of contact. We almost saw Fonzo go into the left side wall, but now down into a sharp corner. And a little bit of caution over here. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh. Okay, a little bit of contact right there, and right around Seb Mills across the front of the Haas, and more cars around. It's a traffic jam over here. What is happening? 5 seconds. Wow. And we have a safety car. I'm not even sure what to explain what just happened. We can't even see that. Seb Mills is out of the session. We've got a traffic jam in the pits. And Avesco Batti had an 11-second lead that is now just dissipated because of, well, unforeseen circumstances. I don't know how to have a genuine reaction over what I just watched. But that saves some of the people that, well, not even some, it saves almost the entire field. Oh, they're all wrecking. Oh. And everyone's leaving the session. Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing a reset in the lobby. That's maybe I should check the chats just to make sure. Yep, they are restarting the race. So sorry to disappoint anyone that's tuning in to see the start of the Miami Grand Prix. So we will be waiting momentarily on that. Not sure what was happening, but I'm not sure what influenced a restart. So in the meantime, while we wait for invite to the new session, we'll wait here patiently in the meantime. So, none of this matters what's going on in this lobby. I'm very confused. So we will just skip past all this. So, interesting. Oh boy, and I'm not going to be able to get out of this screen, aren't I? Oh, there's... I may have to restart the stream. Yeah, there is a lobby restart. That is what we are, that is what we are doing, so... I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have to wait on this lobby to end or if I'll have to restart the stream by closing the game, so keep an eye on all that. Oh no, okay, so it's going to send us back to the main menus. um, not not ideal at all. What what has taken place. So, I'll join you guys when we get into the proper session. Well, everyone, we are back after the chaos that took place in the first lobby. We're back in Miami, here surrounding Hard Rock Stadium. So, come to find out, we've got an extra person in the lobby. So it's going to be interesting to see what takes place. Got 4 seconds till lights out. Unless they have turned on formation light, which I do not believe they have. So nevertheless, yep, here come the lights up on the board. All 5 lights are up there, and lights out, and away we go here in Miami. Down into turn number 1, we have 18 people in this field. As you see Evan Dalton way back there as they are almost 5 wide in the center of the field, and 2 cars making contact and around in front of the field. More chaos as no one wrecks out this time, but 3 cars that get held up badly. And no, I spoke too soon. Chloe Glennon and the debuting Alpine driver. Oh no, Karen Kevin are out of the race. I believe I said his name right. Alfa Romeo driver getting a 5-second penalty for a collision with Evan Dalton, but safety car is out already, and just like last lobby, we have a big one before we even finish the first lap. So some changes through the field. We'll go take a look at that. The position changes. You see Seb Mills gain 4 spots. I believe he was a part of that 5 wide scenario. To gain 4 positions, you see the captain, Habib Cook, gains 6 spots. One of the Aston Martin drivers is Tim DeHire, gaining 3 spots. Look at this. Dean Granger gaining 7. That's massive. For Boone, he gains 7 spots as well. Then a few 3s throughout. Harry Delaney. So not the ideal start you want to see, but you no. Oh, this is definitely not ideal. That is, wow. That caught me off guard. Luke Davies goes into the pits. Fort Boone's also into the pits. I'm not sure the name of. Also in. With Debris also in as well. So a few more positions gained here under safety car conditions. So that's how Batty coming off the track right there. Not sure that's about the 7 miles up. I see lining up alongside. Seb Mills gets the lead out of that because Vestigo Batty went on the track. Oh my! So another implication: the Alfa Romeo driver, Seb Mills, sits where in the standings he sits 12. No points on the board. Only 9 drivers with points on the board that are full time. So now you've got Alfa Romeo at both ends of the grid. drama for another day. We'll probably get more of it throughout the race. Safety car should come in this time. So, once again, Ferrari with not an ideal start, but both drivers outside of points being involved in that lap momentum. So we'll see what happens here. All the drivers warming up their tires. Keep an eye on the track map here before we go back racing. This may be a late call for the safety car to go in. The Alfa Romeo drivers slacking a bit on catching up. Nevertheless, we're about to see 7 Mills lead the field back to green, just to make sure safety car is going to list. Yep, there it is. So safety car is in this lap for race. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Scarborough. This is FVRA competition. It's round number 4 here in Miami. Got an exciting build on our hands. 2 drivers out of the race, sadly, narrowing it down to 16 drivers of the 18 that showed up here. There's a huge gap. Cars. Evan Dalton gets a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I'm not sure how that works, but we're going to ignore that, I guess. And no, a little bit of contact back there. You see the Ferrari, I think that was. Bounced a little, but 7 Mills is going to take it back green. And across the line he goes. As they're already sending it too wide behind. You're going to see a lot of overtakes, possibly. No, not quite. As we got a caution through here. Oh no, that is an Aston Martin driver. Oh my goodness! That is more drivers out of the race already. Oh my! The captain, Habib McCook, is out of the race, as well as many others. Only a caution in the first sector. Oh, no. Dean Granger also involved in it. Harry Delaney, David Medlin, all involved in that. You saw the Williams, I believe it was. Yeah, the Williams of David Medlin go airborne in the wrong direction. Lucky that car did not get off the ground. But that is a terrible start. Wow. As disappointing that we have 2 restarts like that. So obviously, cold tires, damage, slick spots, something must have caused all that. I'm not quite sure. It just looked like one person went around, and the others top one another. Not what you want to see happen. Seb Mills holds on to the lead for another lap. Vesico batting right behind him. You see Afonso Silva right behind as well. Fastest lap of the race goes to Afonso Silva with a 132.735 on the hard compound. There you see Vesico Batty's on the medium, so he's in a sandwich of cars that are on the hards. So that could be a massive strategy play that could work out in Seb Mills' favor. Maybe Afonso Silva. Down the long straight in sector 3. You see Vesico Batty looking for any room to overtake. It's just not going to work out as Seb Mills keeps the lead. Afonso Silva looking for an opportunity to get around Vesico Batty. Brennan White not too far behind there. You see Luke Davies trying to get around Evan Dalton, shoving him a little wide off track. You see Evan Dalton with that time penalty already, but he does make the overtake and clears him. How many other battles going on for position? I believe that Aston Martin has no front wing. Yes, yes, the Aston doesn't have a front wing. So they will possibly be going into the pit this time by, but Seb Mills just trying all he can to pull away. Going quicker, Afonso Silva goes with a 132.198. Now Luke Davies breaks out with a 132.127 on the medium compound. 5-second time penalty for the Aston Martin driver, Tim DeHire, for speeding into the pits. Not what you want to see. DRS enabled for these drivers, so we couldn't see that overtake for the lead. Maybe Seb Mills will go to third with how close the top three are. Time to pay attention down this long straight. The DRS kicking in halfway through just about. As DRS opens up on the rear wing of Vestigo Batty and Alfonso Silva. Not close enough to make an overtake. You see Vestigo Batty trying all he can. He looks to the inside of the sweeping right-hander. Down into turns 14, 15. But all that's going on is brought Theodore Marinov back into the battle for the DRS. And now, yeah, in the DRS especially, it is Brennan White, not too far behind, just not close enough for the DRS. 2 seconds separate him from P4. Now down the front straight. Let's see if Vestigo Batty, he's right there. Now he's going to have the DRS enabled right here to the outside. He sets a 131.889. Now Luke Davies going quicker with 131.617. Both on the medium compound. We could see Luke Davies closing that gap just a little bit more. Vestigo Batty trying all he can to keep that gap close. Brendan White closing in that gap a little, just 0.3 since the previous sector. Luke Davies could be the way they catch back up to that lead pack with him being on the medium compound. So obviously Brendan White seems a little bit slower through the closing part of Sector 1. Could be what cost him, but here we go with Vestigo Batty looking to the inside before turning 11. He'll get around Seth Mills completely fine. Looks like Alfonso Silva will not be close enough to try anything. Seb Mills almost locking it up, it seems, to the back of the Vestigo Batty. And we have a car around that is... Oh, reset that. Let's get it higher. Not what you want to see, obviously. As, oh my goodness, they got very close. Alfonso Silva with multiple warnings. That is a 3-second time penalty for the Haas driver. Davies trying to close in that gap, though it's 2.3, but he did get around Brendan White, so he could be able to close that gap for him to be on the softer compound compared to 3 of the top 4 drivers. Obviously, it looks like Vestigo Batty's just going to pull away. That could be due to the softer compound, that could be down to raw pace, but Seb Mills still getting the DRS, but barely able to stay within a second. The second Haas driver, however, goes fastest on the hard compound with a 131.569. Mills trying to keep that gap closed on the race leader, but I'm not sure how long that will stay. 8/10, he's going to hold it in right there. He's got to hold it in for one more corner because right off the exit of turn 8 is the detection zone. But he will be close enough to get the DRS down the straight, or should be at least. DRS activated for the Alfa Romeo driver. See Alfonso Silva with the red light flashing on the back end of the car, meaning that they are under 10% DRS deployment, or just out completely. And notice the same on the Aston Martin as well, but this is not good for second on back as they're starting to lose time. They will not get DRS down the third detection straight. Trying to break the slipstream on Alfonso Silva, who's going to think better of it and stay behind Seb Mills for another lap, or possibly just another straight. Vestigo Batty, however, is going to lead yet another lap, taking us down in... He's going to pull away with this one. Oh, a little bit of contact. That's Alfonso Silva. He gets into the side pod of the Alfa Romeo driver. Somehow, some way, they both hold on to it, and Seb Mills keeps the position there. Now 2 seconds back, possibly due to that contact, but Theodore Marinov just behind is trying all he can to get around these two, but you see Luke Davies is within 1 second now. He's going to have a DRS down this next straight. So now they've let another Mad Lad up here. He's purple in Sector 1 as he looks to chase down those 3 cars ahead of him. Brennan White also getting DRS on the McLaren driver, but losing that time ever so slightly. McLaren driver doing all he can to get onto that podium, having to pit under the safety car, which could have been massive for his race, unless he's trying to baby those mediums to the end, which is a possibility, but not quite sure how the pace would work on that, especially if it's as aggressive as it's going right now. See if Escobati go out of frame the second we get out of this corner. Vestigo Batty goes fastest with a 131.393, but Luke Davies goes faster with 131.248. So just a tenth quicker, but it's still a tenth means everything, and a little bit of contact with the Ferrari-powered cars yet again. Seb Mills in contact with Afonso Silva. But let's see, will Theodore Marinoff be easy to pass for Luke Davies, as he's been sitting back, letting the 2 Ferrari-powered cars go at it, but now it's time for the 2 Mercedes-powered cars to have at it. In the midst of all this, you have Brennan White, Evan Dalton. They're starting to get back up into the frame, as well as the other Haas driver. So we have a huge train on our hands. Seb Mills leading it. Theodore Marinoff's tired of waiting. He's going to get around Afonso Silva. Well, he can, possibly trying to get around Seb Mills to the inside. How dangerous is this going to be on the curb? He's going to get Seb Mills out a little wide. And Seb Mills is going to shove him back around, taking up as much room on the track as possible. And Afonso Silva's stuck right there to the outside. Maybe a little contact on this curb. He's forced on the curb. A little bit of contact there with Marinoff. And it looks like Marinoff is going to get back to the 3rd spot and try to catch back up to Seb Mills, who is now over a second ahead. And I don't think they'll have DRS on. Yes, they won't. Marinoff is not going to have DRS here, but this is going to help Luke Davies, because maybe he can lunge it down into the corner. No, he's going to think better of it and stay behind as he gets hit from behind. Oh no! Brennan White was the car that hit him. Festico Batty goes quickest with a 131.011. But that all just went away for Brennan White, who also gets in contact with Warboon, and he's going to be out of the race to that damage, and safety car is out. Festico Batty is probably fuming after seeing that. A 7-second lead, just about. Wow. Brennan White, that is not at all what he needed. Sitting 3rd in the standings, and that's just it. Wow. So as chaotic as this race may be kidding, it's surely done a number on the field as they are kidding insane. Theodore Marinoff, and not too happy, it seems, with Seb Mills. These two drivers take advantage of the safety car to speak in the driver's chat. But you see Seb Mills stays out, so does Luke Davies, who's on the medium set. So they're going to both be ahead of Vestico Batty. Also enough to stay out. All come in for fresh sets of tires. So take an eye on here on the safety car. Seb Mills on 11 lap hard, so it hasn't hit yet. See, Luke Davies is on 10 lap old mediums. So he's pit, can those last to the end? I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's trying to go on to sauce. Let's go Batty, obviously, on fresh set of hards. Theodore Marinoff, fresh set of mediums. Alfonso Silva, fresh set of mediums. The other Haas driver's been on those mediums for 1 lap, so probably the ones that started the race on. Evan Dalton, fresh set of hards. Alfa Romeo driver 1 lap on the hards. We'll do 2 laps on those. Rick Debris, fresh set of softs. That's a bold strategy option right there. Excuse me. Captain, that is a Beam McCook. 1 lap on those hard sets of tires. And Tim DeHire 6 laps on the medium set. So we'll possibly be waiting just a bit for the safety car to come in. Obviously, circumstances that not everyone wants to see, especially if your name's Vescovati, because you just had a massive lead over second place and toppling over each other at some point. He's now sitting at third. Sure, he may be on a better strategy option, but I wouldn't say that much because Alfonso Silva has shown some pace, same with Theodore Marinov. And they're on a fresh set of a softer compound, so it's going to be interesting to see if Investigo Batty can hold them off, or if they have a challenge for Investigo Batty. Take a look at time penalties throughout the race. You see Alfonso Silva, both Haas drivers, with 3 seconds of time penalties. So that's not what they need either. Especially if Alfonso Silva has a car that could win this race. See how many stops they've made. A few of them making 2 stops. Position changes. 7 Mills up 5 spots. Luke Davies. Oops. 7 Mills has left the session. Luke Davies up 1 position since the start. The other Haas driver up 8. Evan Dalton up 11. Boone up 8. Oh boy. Captain Habib McCook is in 11th. Didn't gain or lose anything. So, obviously a consistent day there for a really impressive driver. But same cannot be said for his teammate. The driver was out of this race due to things you don't want to see in these races. You don't want to see these crashes. You don't want to see the drama. But, well, maybe you want to see the drama, depending on who you are. That is 6 perfectly good cars that could have a shot. All out of the race, and I'm sure we're going to see race control say that we are back in this lap. Yep, safety car in this lap per race control. These guys get set to go. The weaving behind Seb Mills, though yeah, because I believe Seb Mills hasn't gotten back into the lobby. Oh, no! Oh. Not the captain. The captain's out of the race. Habib McCook is out of the race under safety car. I'm warming up the tires. Not sure what's going to go on here, but what? Seb Mills is pitting. Seb Mills is pitting. This is going to mean Luke Davies is back in the lead, and they are almost 3 wide behind. And there you see Alfonso Silva. He's going to go around the second, get ahead of Esteban Govati while he can. Theodore Marinov stuck behind Govati. This is not good. You go from leading the race by staying out under safety car to pitting. Not sure if that was the AI or him. We're going to ignore that as the other McLaren driver Bourboon's around. Oh no. Luke Davies, however, is going to pull away, or try to at least, because Alfonso Silva's right behind on a fresh set of mediums, so we're going to see the fresh versus the 10-lap-old set. Obviously, that was a strategy Luke Davies felt was the better go. We've got a fight on our hands for the top spot. 4 cars, maybe even 5, that could do this. As you see, the arcing into the corner from Luke Davies. Rick Debris getting a 3-second time penalty back there. Not quite sure what that's all about, but the Haas driver, Alfonso Silva, going to the inside prior. to one of the tighter corners on track. That is turn 17. Will he have the lead? He's going to take whatever he can, getting a wide exit to close the gap on Luke Davies, who's also going to get passed by Vestigo Batty in the situation. Maybe he's going to hold on to it. It looks like he will, and he'll get back in front of Vestigo Batty and stay in third. So Luke Davies is going to stay in second. But the Aston Martin Haas behind it. No, Luke Davies, a little snap out of the corner. That's going to make him lose a bit of time and fall back to fifth. Theodore Marinoff right behind. You see Seb Mills back in the session, so that was his AI that pit on the safety car restart. So obviously fuming right there for Seb Mills. But Vestigo Batty trying all he can to stay within the gap on Alfonso Silva. Theodore Marinoff not too far behind the Mercedes driver, who is also on a fresh set of mediums. So maybe he can make a fight for the Haas. There you see the other Haas going for fourth. Not going to work out. Maybe it will, because he's going to pinch Luke Davies out just to the side enough. You see Rick Debris also getting back into this fight. He's on that fresh set of softs, but I'm not sure how long those are going to last. Probably not relatively long. Maybe he's going to try throwing on another set. Just be as fast as you can with these closing laps. Alfonso Silva has a 1 second lead over Vestigo Batty, last week's winner. We could be facing our fourth different winner this season, folks. But once again, if you're just now tuning in, I'm Jake Scarborough here for the Miami Grand Prix in FVRA, and as you see, Alfonso Silva went fastest on the charts with a 1:30. Not sure what the decimal was on that. Check that out later. Point as caution in sector 1, that is Rick Debris around, but not out of the session, just sideways. It looks like he could possibly have a puncture on the left front tire. But Vestigo Batty back in the DRS of Alfonso Silva. Nevertheless, not close enough. Let's see what happens back here with the Haas driver trying to get around Theodore Marinoff. But nothing to come out of it. Closing stages of this race. Look at how close Vestigo Batty's gotten to the back of Alfonso Silva, but Theodore Marinoff right there as well. This is a fight for sure. Luke Davies slowly just losing all that time from the worn out set of mediums. So not sure what the strategy call was, and that was obviously valuing track position over the tires. As close to the gearbox of the Haas as humanly possible. You see Theodore Marinoff right there as well. Oh, Vestigo Batty a little sideways out of the corner. That leads him to drop to fourth. Now Theodore Marinoff, who has the DRS from Vestigo Batty, is going to have it on Alfonso Silva. And that has opened the door for a beautiful battle between two drivers on the medium set. Or could it come down to a Haas 1-2? Whereas Vestigo Batty's still in this fight. Yes, he is. He's still close enough to be in DRS. 3-second time penalty for the Haas driver. So that is a 3-second time penalty for both Haas's. Actually, no, I believe it is 6 for the second driver. Yes, it is 6 seconds. That is, not needed at all. So Theodore Marinoff can sit here and just ride behind Alfonso Silva if he wants to. He's just got to hold back Vestigo Batty. So this is going to be a particular situation that could lead to disaster as we keep slowly closing in to the final laps. doing all he can to just hit every corner right to keep the gap close, a little wide right there. No hard play on that. It looks like a lot of them did go wide there, but Theodore Marinov closing the gap ever so slightly. DRS activated, and it is open. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? He will be close enough, but does he do it? No, he's going to think better of it once again and stick behind the Haas driver. Get himself in that Haas sandwich. So obviously, there's got to be some pressure when you see that lead right before you. But you see their teammate right behind, and there's a bit of contact! Oh no, Theodore Marinov getting turned, it seemed, by the Haas. Now it's down to 2 Haas drivers and a Vestigobati. I'm not sure if he caught the curve, got a little sideways, but it did look like he got hooked by the second Haas, so obviously the pressure there, and Vestigobati just trying to make it simple, get out of my way. You've got the penalties, I've got the speed. So now it's a 1.6-second gap. 6 seconds time penalties for Afonso Silva, as previously mentioned, but 6 seconds on the other Haas now that Vestigobati has to fight. So obviously some team orders probably going into play here as Vestigobati trying all he can to get around this Haas driver. Does he go daring? Oh, he has to check up in the first part. Oh. Maybe your battle of the race, and we have a Aston Martin around, not good. It looks like it's yellow in sector 1. Tim DeHire just not having an ideal day, to say the least. Vestigobati's going to try getting back around, which he does, and Tim DeHire goes around again, but there's more contact. It looks like, oh no, poor Boone got involved in that. 7 mils could get clear. Alfa Romeo back into point. Looks like a little bit of problems right there for Afonso Silva, who loses 3/10 to a Vestigobati. So now it's going to come down to this fight for second. He's the second Haas driver close enough to do anything about the Mercedes. I don't think he will be. We'll surely find it out in a moment. Separating these guys. Amazing run to the finish. It's going to be a question of Afonso Silva. Does he try appealing the 3 seconds of time? It just depends on how the rest of this race goes. There's still plenty of laps to decide anything, but Vestigobati with that gap at 1.3. So he's closing it slowly but surely. But he's still got time to play around with time separating the two. But he doesn't have the time to waste with that Haas behind him after seeing what happened ahead of him with Theodore Marinov. 1.2 separating the top 2. You see that Haas with the DRS just not close enough. Now 1 second is the gap. Will he be close enough to get the DRS? 7 Mills once again leading the session. Oh, and no, the Haas driver's around with no front wing. And Theodore Marinov's back on the podium, probably driving by the, the Alpine. Evan Dalton snapping on the exit. But the Haas will come down into the pits to replace the front wing. Driver error costing big right there. So now it's just a Vestigobati and Afonso Silva. You see that red light flashing, as previously mentioned. That means 10% or less on the ERS deployment. He's obviously chewing that up to hold the gap, but it will not be worth it because Vestigobati gets a brilliant exit off of turn number 8 to close the gap down to 7/10. Luke Davies with the 3-second time penalty, but that is not of the matter right now because Vestigobati is closing in the gap on the race leader of Afonso Silva. It's now down to 4 tenths, now 5 tenths. You see that red light flashing. This is probably something Avesticobati loves to see ahead of him. He's got the Haas driver right where he wants him. Those medium tires are going to be closer to shredded by the end of this race. The hards could be better by the closing laps, but obviously the raw pace that Avesticobati has brought each race this season, it's going to be interesting to see. DRS down the straight, just not able to make a move. So he's going to sit behind. 2 tenths is the gap now, entering the final corners of 17 and now through 18. A little snap right there for Avesticobati, but he's still in the DRS regardless of that little error. He's got to be brilliant with this move. You see a massive battle for 4th on track, but we're going to keep an eye on the battle for the lead because this is what matters the most. Top spot on the podium. You see a little snap right there for Avesticobati. Tries to get it through turns 4, 5, and now 6. Through 7 and 8, you see just a little bit of a wider turn in for Afonso Silva, but the red light flashing now. We're about to see an overtake for the lead. We're going to go on board with Avesticobati for this one to the outside down the straight. The long straight. Will Afonso Silva be there to make a move down into the corner? No, he's going to stay behind. Let Avesticobati drive himself out wide. Almost too wide through turn 12 and back down into 13 to the sharp chicane of 14 and 15. It looks like Afonso Silva is going to have to make a move down this straight with the DRS. A little bit of contact with the wall for Avesticobati. You see that red light still flashing, so obviously there's just nothing in that ERS deployment that he has to make a move. Here we go. They are nose to tail right now, side by side for the lead. Down in to 17. He's going to run Avesticobati out wide, who falls 3 tenths back, but he's going to be right there to possibly make a move down into turn 1. Now he's going to stay behind, let this battle draw through and through, save it for the long straights, because obviously whoever the second car in line is down that last DRS straight could possibly be walking away the winner. Hey, we could even see Theodore Marinov come out with a win if these two make contact. The different racing lines that these two hold throughout 4 through 8 is insane, but you see that's where Avesticobati gains all his time through 7 and 8. And fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.880 to the second Haas driver. But Avesticobati is going to try going around the inside of Afonso Silva and clears him for the race lead now. No room for Afonso Silva to try making a pass again. So let's see, both drivers going a little bit wide right there on the exit. But Avesticobati just still holding on to that lead regardless. The Mercedes driver doing all he can to stay ahead. Contact between the two, but Avesticobati's going to hold on to it, and Seb Mills is out of the session. That's a virtual safety car, but a full safety car last second. Neither driver's going to go dive down in the pits, but what's Theodore Marinov going to do? He's going to take advantage because these two are going to be stuck behind the safety car, and oh my! Evan Dalton also diving in. The Alfa Romeo driver, Luke Davies, they're all going to be on a fresh set of softs, but Avesticobati, oh no, Avesticobati and Afonso Silva are going to be on the tires they are on right now. A worn out set of hards and mediums. They are going to mean nothing to these soft tires. And here's where you gotta get the lucky 7. We are not in Vegas, we are in Miami. But there's some sort of betting going on because now you gotta roll the dice here. This is where it's all risk, all reward. Oh boy. What do these guys have in store for these final few laps off this late race restart? Not at all what you need. said Mill saying a reserved wipeouts. Obviously not sure what happened back there. Nevertheless, not ideal at all. Theodore Marinoff looking at that top spot of the podium. Probably thinking that could be him. He is the first driver on this fresh set of softs. Now he's going to have time to obviously save them behind the safety car compared to others who have to close that gap even more. So this will surely be interesting. Wait. Okay, so I looked down for a few seconds, and I just realized that Afonso Silva dove in for the soft compound. Now he's in 6th, sure, but now Avestigo Vatti leads the field on these hard tires. This is exactly what you want to see. He's going to get eaten alive by these guys on the softs unless they run each other over. So now the question is, does Avestigo Vatti hold on to this lead? I mean, surely he holds on to something. No matter where you finish in this race, you're getting points, but can he hold on to win? And we're going in. The safety car's gotta go in this time. There's no way it doesn't. Yep, safety car is in this time. So let's see what takes place. Oh boy. We've got a ruthless finish on our hands. Just a handful of laps to go. Avestigo Vatti's probably going to try getting such an amazing restart right here. He's got Theodore Marinoff all over the gearbox. But the Mercedes driver is going to send it back green. They are racing once again. Before the line, you see Evan Dalton making an outside move to Theodore Marinoff. He's going to try all he can to get to second. Oh, and a contact! Rick Debris around, collecting no one else, but he gets it back going. Tim DeHier for Boone, they're caught up in something other than what you'd expect. Afonso Silva trying to do all he can. 3 wide now. Oh, and a little bit of contact. That is for Boone going out wide, and Tim DeHier, he's going to try keeping it around there. 3-second time penalty for Theodore Marinoff. Not sure what for, probably extending, but Evan Dalton is in position. He wasn't here in the original lobby. I'm sure if he wins this, a lot of people are going to be mad. He wasn't in the original lobby at all. He wasn't qualifying. And he is in second. He is in prime position to win this race. A little bit of contact right there from Tim DeHier and Afonso Silva. So Afonso Silva's probably regretting that decision coming into the pits. But it was all the risk. That's all it was. You have to risk that right now. And everyone behind Evan Dalton has a time penalty, so whoever wins this that isn't in the top 2 right now would have to provide proof that they do not deserve the time penalty, so they would have to try appealing it. And Evan Dalton's gonna just have to sit back and wait for the DRS, I think. I think that's all he can do right now. eventful race. 5/10 separate the top two. So close. And there's a caution in Sector 1 that is Bourboon, the second McLaren driver. Not what he wants to see coming home with 1 point and stays is Theodore Marinoff right behind Evan Dalton. Just one more lap till that DRS is activated, and that's what's going to send these guys crazy behind Vestigobati. So now he's just got to take advantage of not making a driver error. He's got to take advantage of the fact he knows what he's doing. Surely everyone in this field knows what they're doing. Vestigobati is the top guy, and that is not what you want to see of Alfonso Silva around in the tight sector of the track, just at the end of Sector 2 now. 5/10 separate the top two. DRS is enabled this time. 3/10 set that gap now. What does Vestigobati do to hold off every car behind him? 3 cars behind him, should I say, as Luke Davies tries all he can to get around. He's still got time to catch this front back, maybe to get back on the podium or even have a chance at the win. But 3/10 separate Evan Dalton from Vestigobati. We'll go on board with Theodore Marinoff to see what happens. Obviously, Vestigobati just perfect for 7 and 8. He's going to get that gap on Evan Dalton. That may not mean much, but here we go. Yep, Theodore Marinoff with more straight line speed than Evan Dalton does. Does he make a move to the inside? He does! Theodore Marinoff's going to make it, but the crossover from Dalton, he's going to try keeping the car there. Is it going to be enough contact between the two drivers? As we come to 1 lap to go, and there's a 1 second gap built between first and second. It's going to come down to 1 lap to make everything perfect. And I think Theodore Marinoff could have gotten the DRS right there, barely. Yes, it was barely by 1/10. Just a little under that, possibly. Evan Dalton falls back hard. So now you just sit back and watch. Does Theodore Marinoff have what it takes to catch back up to a Vestigobati and win this race, possibly by appealing the 3-second time penalty that he has? It's going to be a long shot to see for sure, but Evan Dalton farther than 1 second back. That means he's not going to be getting the DRS unless he does something through 4 and 8 to get that gap closed back down. 4/10 separate the top two. Theodore Marinoff doing all he can to catch a Vestigobati. Off into the paint just a little bit, but a little bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo and Alpine drivers, it seems, in the background. But Theodore Marinoff has a Vestigobati right where he wants him. DRS is open for the final time here through Sector 2's DRS straight. Through 11 and 12 for the final time. And through the tight 14, 15, 16 section of corners. This is going to be a close one. No red light is flashing on the back of Theodore Marinoff's car. He's got 5/10 separating him. The weaving down the straights. Does he have what it takes? Vestigobati doing all he can. Purple through Sector 1, or Sector 2. He's not going to be close enough to make a dive into 17 unless he does last second. He's going to try sending it around the outside. Vestigobati with a flashing red light on the rear end. But a Vestigobati, nonetheless, is going to hold off through 18 and 19. A Vestigobati wins the Miami Grand Prix. Theodore Marinoff comes home in third. Evan Dalton gets second. That is your podium, but a Vestigobati comes out on top. And on the top step of the podium, back-to-back weeks. An amazing run to the finish right there. As the massive battle behind for 5th on back. You see Tim DeHire gets 5th, Luke Davies 6th. And that is an amazing battle. That is what you love to see here. And we'll leave it to the podium celebration. Evan Dalton with driver of the day in second place. Amazing day for him. And there you have it. An amazing Miami Grand Prix. The sole Ukrainian driver in the field comes out on top back-to-back weeks. Evan Dalton in second after not even starting in the original lobby, not even qualifying, starting dead last to come home in second and almost having a shot at the win. And Theodore Marinov rounding out that podium. What an amazing day here in Miami. Nonetheless, thank you all for joining me. This is Formula Virtual Racing Academy. This was round 4. I'll see you next week for round number 5. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you then.